pastime, rooted deep in this country's history with a tradition built on moments and memories.
The pitch, a swing and a fly ball, right field and deep. Get up, and get out of here. Gone for Slade.
A sport where round trippers are glamorous, but round numbers a constant symbol of success. 30, 40, 50 home runs, a 300 batting average, 100 RBIs, 20 wins, and 600 saves. This season, the number of focus is 40, as the Brewers embark on their 40th anniversary here in Milwaukee. 40 years of history.
Swings, and there it is! A base hit into right center. He's done it. 3,000 for Robin.
40 years of memories.
The pitch to him. Swing and a drive. Left center and deep.
From Paul to Prince, Robin to Ryan, elite players providing moments that become memories. Each April as the calendar turns, teams, players, and fans alike are reunited with a new sense of hope, all bonded by a common goal. Today, the journey begins again to find the moments that become memories.
Bob Uecker on opening day, and the memories still building, and how much has changed since opening day as Randy Wolf takes the hill for the Milwaukee Brewers. Bob Uecker on leave of absence right now as he went through heart surgery. 3 months later, Corey Hart is now an all-star. So many storylines have changed. How about Trevor Hoffman as well? John Russell looks on from the Pittsburgh dugout, and his Subway batting order looks like this here this afternoon. Andrew McCutchen back at the top of the order. Tabata will bat second, Walker third. And Randy Wolf, last 6 starts against the Pirates, a 2-1 record, an ERA just over 3. Brewers thinking sweep here. And that's, for Pittsburgh, been a common theme while they've been on the road, believe it or not. First pitch is a strike. If they lose this game today, they will have been swept in 7 of their last 8 road series, which is incredible.
Yeah, they're having a rough time this year. Overall, 30 and 57, the Pittsburgh Pirates. And their road record not very good at all. 11-37 of the Pirates away from Pittsburgh.
So an 0-2 count now to McCutchen to lead off. Wolf dealing and struck him out on 3 pitches. Let's take a look at that defense behind Randy Wolf here this afternoon. Braun, Gomez, and Hart, 2 corner all-stars starting this season. McGee, Escobar, Weeks, infielder in that infield, and Kataris is catching Randy Wolf here this afternoon. George making his 4th consecutive start. And behind the plate, Chris Guccione will be calling balls and strikes. Final game before the All-Star break. Caught and a miss by Tabata. So Wolf throwing strikes, and he was throwing strikes in his last starts too. He's really believing he's starting to get into a groove, even though he didn't win his last start.
Yeah, pretty good. He suffered a loss against the Giants, but only allowed 1 earned run in 7 innings. Unfortunately for Wolf, the defense let him down, gave up 4 unearned runs.
So he's ahead of the count early and set to deal the 0-2. High. Yeah, Wolf was right in the middle of the stretch of unearned runs given up. Ball 2.
A very forgettable series against the Giants, but the Brewers have played very well defensively against the Pirates. First 2 games of this series. Good fundamental baseball from Milwaukee.
And some of the guys that committed those errors back in that game that Randy Wolf pitched, was Craig Counsell. I mean, you just don't think of Counts committing the error that he did in that game. But the problem was once there was a little cut, the Brewers couldn't stop the bleeding in that series.
That's the one thing about the pitching. Sometimes the pitching has to pick up the defense.
3-2 misses low, so after opening up 0-2, Wolf delivers the walk. Now, Wolf has this to say about facing the Pirates.
Well, the main thing with any hitter, no matter if they're a young hitter or older hitter, you have to be aggressive and throw strikes. When you start getting behind hitters, that makes a good hitter a great hitter, a mediocre a good hitter, but you can also turn the tables when you're aggressive and you throw the pitches where you want to throw them, and you mix your speeds. When you do that, you can usually control the situation. It's when you get behind in the count that's usually when the situation controls you.
Yeah, getting behind in a count and throwing too good of a pitch first pitch. The first pitch fastball, typically young hitters like to go after.
Well, this Pittsburgh Pirate team definitely has a mix of mostly young and inexperienced major league players, at least at this level. Neil Walker steps in, had an 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. This guy's been able to get on base, though. He's reached safely in 26 of his last 29 games.
Well, the issue for the Pirates has been the extra base hit or lack thereof. John Russell talking about that a couple of days ago, saying that he's okay with the way they have been able to get the base hits. They're down near the bottom of the league, but a young team, but just have not been able to produce a lot of power. I'm not just talking about home runs, you're talking about extra base hits near the bottom of the National League in that category, or at the bottom. Doubles, triples, and home runs. Brew is very good in that department. Pirates have not been able to do it.
Walker got on base yesterday when he was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Against left-handed pitching, just .229. He's been more successful in that righty-righty matchup at .301 against right-handers. Wolf keeping an eye on Tabata.
And Pirates like to run. They're fifth in the National League in stolen bases. Andrew McCutchen has most of them.
And a little flare that Escobar grabs behind second base. So 2 down. Let's look back. Randy Wolf against the Giants. And his last start was on Tuesday night.
Well, very clean through 5 innings, and all of a sudden hit the wall. Those errors that you talked about. There were 4 walks in the inning, but 2 of them intentional walk. Just couldn't get out of that inning. Gave up a 5 spot in the 6th, but before that, he was outstanding.
There was that uncharacteristic error by Craig Counsell there. He said afterwards, I make that play 99 out of 100 times. It's probably more like 999 out of 1,000 times.
This goes to show you nobody's perfect out there. Everybody's going to make mistakes. And, when your team's not playing well and not winning ball games, you tighten up a little bit. You think a little bit too much. You kind of, guide the baseball over to second base on that double play. That's what happens.
Fly ball, Corey Hart going back, still back, and a nice catch as it crashes in to the right field wall right in front of the Airtran picnic area. So Randy Wolf gets out of the first inning. Nice defense from the All-Star. We move to the bottom of the first inning. Our Subway batting order for the Brewers looks like this. It's Weeks and Hart and Braun. We'll see them for sure here in the first. Fielder batting cleanup. But how about Ryan Braun against the Pirates in his career? 13 home runs and 50 RBIs. McGee, Kataris, Gomez, Escobar, and Wolf will finish it out. Here's Brad Lincoln making his first start in his career against the Milwaukee Brewers. 7th in his MLB season.
Well, Lincoln making his Major League debut on June 9th. Had a good start against the Cubs a couple of starts ago.
Ricky Weeks takes a whack at that first pitch and fouls it back.
Hasn't pitched all that poorly. He got roughed up at Houston. 5 innings, 5 runs. But before that, able to get a win. His first Major League win. 7 innings of shutout baseball against the Chicago Cubs.
Weeks, who has taken the collar so far in this series, officially 0 for 6, but he's been hit a couple of times.
Yeah, Pirate pitching leads the National League in hit batters, and they've hit the Brewers 4 times in this series.
Weeks leads the National League with 17 hit by batters. Puts this one into play to short, and it is dropped out there by Cedeno. Let's take a look at the rest of that defense. Start out that outfield. Tabata, McCutchen, and Millage left to right. Alvarez next to Cedeno, Walker, and Jones on the right side. Doman behind the plate again for Brad Lincoln.
Well, they haven't made a decision on the scoring with that ground ball to Ronnie Cedeno. Could have gone either way. Maybe give him a base hit. Why not?
So a base hit is officially scored for Ricky Weeks. That brings up Corey Hart. And the good news for Corey Hart continues here as he faces Lincoln in the first inning. Was named as a starter now and will replace Jason Hayward in that outfield on Tuesday night. So he joins Ryan Braun the first time 2 Brewer starters position-wise since 1983 when Yount and Simmons accomplished that feat. So congratulations once again to Corey Hart. Pops this one up. Jones near the wall and runs out of space. So Corey Hart didn't even begin the season as a starter. 20 home runs among the league leaders, 63 RBIs, right up there with slugging percentage, and 41 extra base hits as well for Corey Hart.
And Corey not even on the All-Star ballot. And not only is he an All-Star, but he's an All-Star starter. That's good. That's a good story. Well, Corey Hart getting the nod because he was the highest ranking outfielder on the players ballot that wasn't already in the starting lineup.
That speaks volumes right there.
Yeah.
That comes from your peers.
Yep.
So they'll keep an eye on Weeks over there at first base. His Hart's count at 1-1 right now. Most hits since May 15th. Corey Hart right there. He was 65.
You just got to wonder what's going through the mind of Corey Hart. I mean, through April and the beginning part of May, Corey Hart didn't even know he was going to make it through the season.
Lifts this one foul down the right field line.
Yep, since May 15th, that's about the time he started to hit, and he started to get more playing time. First in every offensive category in the National League. A lot of the main ones: home runs, RBI, slugging percentage, extra base hits. It's been an amazing season for Corey Hart.
Well, if you're first to nose, you're producing for your team, and he certainly has done that. Down to the count. Ball and 2 strikes to Lincoln. Again, paying attention to Ricky Weeks.
You know, the May 15th date, as we talked about on our open today, that was a big day for the pitching staff as well. That's when John Axford got called up from the minor league. So May 15th is a good date for the Brewers.
Interesting coincidence there, huh? How the fate turned for the offense for Corey Hart and that bullpen. They really needed that boost, and Corey Hart strikes out. So one down for Ryan Braun. We'll see if these two guys bat in consecutive fashion on Tuesday night. Braun has gotten hot right at the right time. He went through that 0 for 19 skid, and really for almost the last month just hasn't been the same Ryan Braun, but the last couple of days certainly has.
You know, when you look at the body of work, not too bad. I mean, every hitter is going to go through good periods and bad periods, but you look at the first half for all four of the guys at the top of the Brewers batting order. It's been a good run.
And Braun in this series won the game on Friday night, hit a home run yesterday as well, but here's a look back. This was the game winner in the 10th that scored Ricky Weeks, and the Brewers a real nice comfort behind win on Friday night, and last night got things going, the first of back-to-back home runs with Prince Fielder.
Well, the Pirates got on top in the first game of the series. Brewers able to come all the way back and win it. The Brewers on top early yesterday, and it was the Pirates that pecked away but just couldn't get over the top.
Braun to center. McCutchen getting underneath that one, now has to come in, misjudged that a bit. Let's get a scouting report on the young pitcher Lincoln from Dale Swain.
He's got a pretty good arm. He's 92, 94 with a little run on his fastball. He got a pretty hard breaking ball, 80 to 84, kind of a downer breaking ball. He's going to throw to righties, to lefties. He's going to be, same with his fastball, but he's going to use his changeup a little bit more to left-handers.
Can you get any more specific than what Dale Swain gives you on a daily basis?
He gives it to you, doesn't he?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and when you watch the games, after he gives you those scouting reports to a T, that's what the guy's out there throwing. He breaks it down to what he throws to right-handers, what he throws to left-handers, and that's the information that he gives his hitters.
And in his synopsis, each time when we talk to him, when he gives us these scouting reports, it just goes to show to our fans and viewers how dialed in these guys are with their home.
The coaching staff works very hard on video. They have a pile of paper that they go through before every team comes in. A lot of work. It's not like the old days where it was a good old boy network. Coaches didn't have the kind of information that they have these days. And with information and technology comes a lot of work, a lot of studying. Got to be prepared, and the players are, if they want to be.
If the information is there, you got to use it. Prince Fielder down 0-2 to the count, though, to Lincoln. Let's take a look at our Powerball home run leaderboard. Prince Fielder and Corey Hart. How about Prince Fielder catching up? 20 home runs now. He has really cranked down the home run power. And Ricky Weeks really flashing his power here in the first half as well with 15 round trippers. Fielder stays alive.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers for Prince, I think you're okay with everything other than the RBIs. I think Prince a little disappointed in those 39 ribbies. On pace for 35 to 40 home runs. Nothing wrong with that. Home runs really are down all across the board in baseball. Batting averages are down a little bit, but it's been a very good last 2 to 3 weeks for Prince here in the first half of the season.
He's been mostly used in the 3 holds today in the cleanup spot because they're facing right-handed pitching. And this one gets past Doumit, so Weeks is going to advance to second after all that work to keep him over there at first. So a runner in scoring position for Prince Fielder, who, by the way, today ties Robin Yount's record for playing in consecutive games, number 274.
And it's amazing for Prince. I mean, when he got called up, the concern was, is he going to be able to stay on the field? How healthy is he going to be able to be, given his size? And he has amazed everybody with his durability. You just knock on wood when you say that.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-2 to Fielder. And this one low. Doumit has to do a good job of making sure that doesn't get by him either.
Yeah, both catchers in this series being asked to catch day games after night games. George Katarlip all of a sudden finds himself in that lineup every day with that thumb injury to Jonathan Lucroy. Of course, George Kataris always catches Randy Wolf. At least he has in his last handful of starts.
2-2 to Fielder. Pulls this one foul. So good long at bat for Prince Fielder. Milwaukee was able to grab the lead first in yesterday's game and win 4-3. They won it in 10 innings on Friday night, 5-4. Going for another sweep against Pittsburgh. Against the youngster Brad Lincoln, young right-hander, native of Texas, 25 years old. First time he's facing the Brewers. And he strikes out Fielder to end the first. So the Brewers lead one on. No scores. We go to the second. Is our reporter on the telecast. And Brandon, what's the rotation going to look like after the All-Star game?
Well, it's going to look much different than it normally does because they have 6 guys that will be in the starting rotation when they come back and face Atlanta. Now, it's July 20th that Yovani Gallardo is supposed to get off of the disabled list, and today Ken Maka said that he's hoping that he'll pitch then, but they're still not sure. He will go to Anaheim and continue his rehabilitation, but at this point, 6 guys will be in the rotation when they come back from the All-Star break. Back to you guys.
Okay, Brandon, appreciate that. We'll just have to see what happens health-wise and performance-wise. I don't know if it's wise to have 6. We'll see what happens.
They can't have 6 for long, but it's all going to come down to whether Yovani Gallardo is going to be able to come back on time.
So leading off the Pittsburgh second inning, Pedro Alvarez works against Randy Wolf. Alvarez has gotten on base for the Pirates. Faces another strike here, 1-2 the count. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 10 contests.
He has been playing every day. He's only had 1 day off since his call up from the minor leagues, and because he's playing every day, Andy LaRoche, who has from time to time been a big thorn in the side of the Brewers, hasn't found any playing time in this series. He's had some very good series and games against the Brewers. And he's done particularly well against Randy Wolf in his career, but no Andy LaRoche. Good pitch by Wolfie, up and in. Hey, traveling this season, take the Brewers with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Brewers game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Brewers.com to order and to get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
What a day for Sunday afternoon baseball here at Miller Park. Lastings Millage now steps in against Randy Wolf. 271. A couple of home runs and 25 RBIs on the season. 2 for 4 in this series against Milwaukee.
Yep, one of them a home run. Got to be careful with this guy middle in. You got to force this this hitter to go to the opposite field.
Long fly ball, center field. Gomez on the way back. Looks up and it's over his head and out of the park for a home run. So Milledge does it again. Rock right on cue. Look out, and he takes it to straightaway center field.
Yeah, he threw it on the outside corner, but it was up in the zone, and Milledge able to wait back long enough and drive it into center field. Very flamboyant young man, Lastings Milledge. He likes to showboat just a bit on his home runs. Hit that one well into center field. It looked like Gogo had a chance to get it. Just kept going back, and a home run to center field.
That's his 3rd home run of the season, 2nd in this series.
And the 20th home run allowed by Randy Wolf this year.
That brings up the catcher, Ryan Doumit. And that second pitch lines it right into right center for a base hit. So with one down, Pittsburgh has a home run in the books and now a single.
Well, Ryan Doumit, the switch hitter, much better from the left side than from the right side, but able to get another fastball away up in the zone and line it out of the reach of Ricky Weeks.
That brings up Ronnie Cedeno. Cedeno at short today for Pittsburgh. Only 4 for his last 36, covering 11 games. See his average there at just 220. Has a double in this series. In fact, his last 3 hits have been doubles. And this one shoots it into right. Corey Hart there to cut it off. So runners in the corners now as Pittsburgh has their offense clicking here in the 2nd inning with just 1 down.
Yeah, 3 consecutive base hits on identical pitches, fastballs away that were up in the zone. Good hitting by the Pirates, last 3 hitters. Check it out, that fastball away, but up in the strike zone. You get that ball down about 3 or 4 inches, and it's a ground ball somewhere. Might have been a double play, but up in the zone, you elevate it for the hitter, and he's able to line it into the outfield.
So runners at 1st and 3rd for the pitcher, Brad Lincoln, and watch out for this guy. He's a pretty good hitter. Already 3 hits in his first 10 at-bats in the majors. Still looking for his first RBI as he bats under the brilliant sunshine at Miller Park. The shadow's just starting to creep over the first base dugout. Playing field still all in sunshine right now. But Lincoln has a chance to help himself out here.
And the Brewers with the infield back up to middle to turn double play.
In fact, both these pitchers have had very successful seasons at the plate.
3 for 10 for Lincoln, and Randy Wolf with 11 base hits this year.
So you have one pitcher batting 300, the other one batting 275. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's another bat in the lineup, right?
Got that right. Lincoln takes a good cut. Got a piece of it, 1-1.
Got a piece of the baseball, and the baseball got a piece of George Kottaras.
Saw Milledge in that dugout. He hit the home run.
Yeah, slider up in the strike zone, and George gets one right between the eyes.
I can't imagine what you would compare if somebody like myself has not gone through that before. What's that like?
When's the last time you got punched in the head?
A while back.
A while back. I would imagine. I didn't think it was any time recently.
How about I can't remember?
Yeah, that's a better answer. Of course, those wild days of yours in college.
Oh, yeah, wild.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh's got something going here in the 2nd inning against Randy Wolf. The 1-1 to the pitcher, Lincoln. Taps one over, fielder's head into right field. That'll play to run, and Again, runners in the corners now as Lincoln comes up with his 4th hit in 11 at-bats in the majors and his 2nd RBI.
Well, he beat it right into the ground in front of home plate and out of the reach of Prince. Prince was holding the runner and not able to get to it. As you're talking about, Lincoln swings it pretty well. His 4th base hit. And the Pirates with a 2-0 lead. The Pirates went out in front early on Friday. Brewers able to come back. And the Brewers are going to have to play from behind again today.
Top of the order, Andrew McCutchen. Still only 1 down. First pitch, a strike from Wolf. McCutchen started this game with a strikeout. 289 on the season. Doman came home on Lincoln's single. Cedeno over at 3rd and Lincoln at 1st right now for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're thinking double play, it's going to be tough. McCutchen runs well. Brewers are back in double play depth. It's going to have to be a quick 2-hopper to somebody.
This one line foul. So Randy Wolf ahead of the count now. 1-2.
And McCutchen's grounded in at only 4 double plays this year.
Fly ball, Gomez going back in center. Should be far enough to plate another run, and it is. Cedeno comes in to score, and Pittsburgh now leading it 3-0. It all started with the 1-out home run by Milledge.
Now pitches up in the strike zone. Just about every one of the base hits by the Pirates in this inning have come on a pitch around mid-thigh, around the belt.
Tabata, the left fielder, walked back in the 1st. Rock, you mentioned the numbers on Pittsburgh's lack of road success. Just 11 and 37. 2 of those wins, though, coming in Milwaukee in April. They're trying to win today and avoid yet another sweep.
You know, the Brewers 40 and 15 against the Pirates since the beginning of 07. And that includes a 26 and 3 record here at Miller Park.
They've lost 23 of the last 25 road games. Walks Tabata. It's the 2nd walk for him in this game in a matter of 2 innings. So it won't end for Randy Wolf here in the 2nd. Already has given up 3 runs on 4 hits.
And it was a big inning in his last start. That was his undoing against the Giants, although he didn't get much help defensively. But a base hit here, and it's a pretty good inning for the Pirates. It already is. It could be bigger.
I'd say you're right about that. Neil Walker takes the ball outside. Walker popped up to Alcides Escobar back in the 1st inning.
Don't see too many second basemen as a number 3 hitter in the big leagues these days. Young player playing second base right in the middle of this Pirate order. John Russell just trying to figure out a way to get some consistency and get some offense on the board. It's been tough all year. Very young club.
John Russell in his 3rd year with the Pirates, his first big league managerial position. Grew up with the Phillies. Played a little bit with the Braves and Rangers as well. And he's got a tough task trying to regroup and reorganize this Pirate club, to say the least.
Got to be patient when you're managing young players. And not a lot of experience. A lot of kids coming up from the minor leagues mid-year, and patience and trying to teach on the job. Very difficult for John Russell and his coaches.
This one fouled back. One of those coaches in there, his bench coach, Gary Barshow, a Marshfield native, of course, went to UW Oshkosh. Played with 4 clubs in the majors. And he actually, after playing, managed in Appleton for a couple of years. Wisconsin single A team back in the late 90s. Again, Walker staying alive. 27 pitches here in this inning for Randy Wolf. He's got 2 on and a 2-2 count to Walker with 2 down. Lifts this one into left. Braun coming in. And finally the inning is over. But Pittsburgh, a lot of damage. 3 runs against Randy Wolf in the second. There, Pittsburgh leading Milwaukee right now 3-0. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the All-Star Game, coming up next Tuesday, July 13th, live from Anaheim at 7 o'clock only on Fox. Corey Hart just named today as a starter. She's got her All-Star gear on and ready to go. So Ryan Braun and Hart will be in that outfield on Tuesday night for the National League as starters. I guess one of the questions is, who's going to be the starting pitching? Is it going to be Jimenez or Johnson? Interesting dilemma, but that's why you got the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's not a dilemma. That's a pretty good problem to have right there. Be nice to see the National League finally pull one out, huh?
Boy.
Been a while.
Casey McGee leading off the Brewer second inning. And they're going to have to work against Brad Lincoln, somebody they've never faced. His 7th major league start. He was called up to the majors from AAA on June 9th. And McGee sends one into the gap. Millage on the run is going to catch up to it just in front of the warning track. Randy Wolf's brother Jim will be umpiring in the All-Star game on Tuesday night. Let's get Randy's take.
I know it's exciting for him, you know. It's going to be a good time. He's going to get to go to the gala and do all the things that, all the stuff that's going on during the All-Star game. So I know he's excited about that. And I think during the game, you know, some people wear jerseys during the game. I think they'll wear my umpire shirt during the game. So show my support there.
That's pretty good. Wearing a little blue, huh? One down here in the Brewers' second inning for George Kottaras. Not too many people wear the umpiring shirts, but Randy Wolf showing his support for his brother. It's a great honor to make the All-Star team. Either way, umpiring, obvious great honor. Postseason umpiring, a great honor.
Yeah.
We had Bruce Fremming on the one of the instructionals a few nights ago. He always drops by the booth before each game to make sure you guys are in sync with the rule calls, right?
Yeah, but the problem is Bruce always comes in when we're getting ready to do our broadcast open. The lights are on, we're ready to go, and Bruce comes on in. Hey, boys, how you doing?
Wants to chat.
We're a little bit busy here, Bruce. Wait a second. But no, I mean, Bruce Fremming umped a number of All-Star games. I mean, World Series, and no umpire had more years in baseball in the major leagues than Bruce Fremming. Over 5,000 games umpired.
That is something. 2-2 to Kottaras. Inside. Works that count full now. Brewers had a couple of good rallies going yesterday with 2 down. Never too late. Cut and a miss, strike 3.
It would be nice for a win. The last time the National League won an All-Star game was 1996 in Philly. Old Veterans Stadium.
That is hard to believe.
That's a long time. And another fastball right by a Brewer hitter. Lincoln threw the fastball right by Prince to end the first inning and threw that one by George.
More than excited to have that All-Star sign. Nicely done. Out at Friday's Front Row Grill.
National League actually had a 3-game winning streak. 94, 95, and 96. And haven't won since.
Carlos Gomez 1 for 6 in this series. Drives one to right. Millage gets his footing. And the Brewers go quietly here in the second. Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin, and by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. A few clouds rolling in the area, but roof open. It's a nice afternoon for baseball here. The Brewers and Pirates. Brewers trying to go for the 3-game sweep as Garrett Jones steps up and bats against Randy Wolf here to open up the 3rd inning. Pirates came up with 3 back in the 2nd inning on 4 hits. It was a laborious long inning. There's a big fan rock.
Nice.
Bill Schroeder rocks our world. He rocks our world.
I'm not sure what I even can add to that.
Because you know.
Just another smart young man knowing how to get his face on television.
Weeks retires Jones. Our carsoup.com email the booth question comes from Adam in Turtle Lake. What has been the biggest surprise in baseball this first half of the season? Biggest surprise in all of baseball first half. Some good storylines.
Well, as far as players or in general overall, I would have never thought going into the season that the Brewers right now would be 10 games under 500.
Thought it'd be much more competitive.
Much better than that, yes. A little disappointing the record, but I think as far as personnel, John Axford for me is the biggest surprise. You know, on the team, not even knowing he was going to be on the Brewer Ball Club this year out of spring training. Didn't spend much time. And the way Corey Hart went through spring training, he's been a nice surprise.
Big cut and a miss by Alvarez. Yeah, you've got a lot of the starting pitchers that we've talked about throughout baseball. We've already mentioned Jimenez and Johnson, who will start in the All-Star game there. I mean, Johnson's ERA 1.70 through the first half of the season.
Perfect games, no hitters. It's been the year of the pitchers so far.
Called strike 3 on Alvarez. 2 down quickly for Wolf. Yeah, it has been the year of the pitcher. It's been a big swinging change here in 2010.
Yeah, that pitch just catching the outside corner. And back-to-back strikeouts for Alvarez.
Lastings Millage, who got the damage started against Wolf back in the 2nd inning with a 1-out home run, almost takes Wolf out, and Weeks can't handle it. And so he's back on first base with another hit. See if that got a piece of Randy Wolf or not. That's sliced right back up the middle.
Well, trying to work him on the outside part of the plate, and Millage able to wait back nicely here today. Ordinarily, that's a spot where you want to get him out away from, make him pull it, but back-to-back at bats for Lastings Millage, able to bang it right back through the middle. And Randy Wolf lucky that didn't get him better than it did.
That came through there too fast to worry much, that's for sure. Wolf is fine. Millage is over at first. Ryan Domit, the catcher, steps in. He had a single and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. And Millage on the run, and Fielder,
I'm not sure
does not make a throw.
Why didn't he throw the baseball? No idea why he didn't throw it. Ricky was there. He had the lane to throw it. A good move by Randy Wolf. Check it out. Now watch Prince. He's going to jump inside the infield side of the bag. I have no idea why he didn't throw the baseball. Throw it. Ricky's there.
And the interesting thing there, Millage ducked his head and lowered his shoulders. Check in with Brandon Cruz.
Yeah, I was down here in the first base camera well, and you can see from this angle that Millage dove to the inside on his way there, and it blocked Prince from throwing the ball.
Well, he still got to throw it. It looked like Millage waved his hands, put his hands up in the air to try and distract Ricky Weeks, let alone Prince Fielder. He's got to throw the baseball, see what happens. Worst thing can happen is it hits him. He's at second base anyway. We talked about that yesterday on our instructional. Getting back to our instructionals after the games, we're talking about, you get picked off by a left-hander, you just keep taking off, and you try and run to the glove of the fielder that is going to be taking the throw. If you do that, there's a pretty good chance the ball might hit you. And I think that that might have been what Millage did there and confused Prince.
High fly ball by Doman. Escobar just inside foul territory makes the catch. So Wolf escapes any further damage. It's still 3-0 Pittsburgh.
So it was Dave Bush who had a great night for the Brewers. His 5th consecutive quality start, going 6 1/3 innings, only giving up 6 hits and 2 earned runs. He struck out 5, walking only 2. He had a great night, and he was talking about it with us last night that, he's not so much worried about the wins. Those will come and go, but it's about his consistency and the ability to pitch to the spots where he wants to, because he knows he's not overpowering the other team. And now he gets a front row seat after a job well done, hoping that his team could pick up his other teammate, Randy Wolf, today. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
Okay, Brandon, and the other thing is, when Bush is out there, you want your team to win too, and his team won yesterday for the 6th time. He came in with a 5-11 record as far as team success goes, so he has not had all the luck on his side. He had a couple of outings where he's been roughed up, but a good performance last night. Solid victory. Alcides Escobar now, 240. 2 home runs. Up for the first time in this game. Had last night off. Craig Counsell had to start over at short. And lines this right down the left field line and all the way to the wall into the corner. Escobar easily into second base. He will hold there. And a good start for the Brewers here in the 3rd inning, a leadoff double.
Well, bottom of the order has been pretty good lately, and Alcides Escobar able to take a fastball that was middle in and rip it down the left field line. Good start to the 3rd inning. In the 2nd inning, the Brewers have had their leadoff hitter on. Fastball was supposed to be in the inside corner, left it out over the plate, and Escobar able to rip it down the line. An opportunity now for Randy Wolf to show his prowess at the plate, just like Brad Lincoln.
Lincoln had an RBI single his first time up. Two good hitting pitchers here this season.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go up there to bunt in this situation, but not Wolf. Not down by 3 runs.
And he calls time to chat with Brad Fisher, make sure that they've got everything straight. Brewers down 3-0 in this game. So like Friday night, they have to come from behind. Not a huge deficit by any stretch of the imagination. Just want to make sure they stay in it and score when they have the opportunity. Looks to bunt, takes a strike.
Not sure why they're bunting here. Why not let Wolf swing away? The guy can hit. I mean, there's really no chance of grounding into a double play. Can understand if there's a man at first, but there's a man already in scoring position.
Wolf squaring a bunt, lays one down. Played by Lincoln. And the throw to first retires Wolf, and Escobar over to third with one down.
Hey, fans, take advantage of DQ Family Days. Buy a Terrace Reserve ticket in select areas on select Sundays and get a coupon for a free hot dog, small soda, and a buy one, get one free Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Top of the order now for the Brewers, Ricky Weeks. Escobar's at third, one down.
And not sure still why they had Randy Wolf bunt. He's got 11 base hits. He swings the bat well. But he does get the job done, gets Escobar to third base. Ken Maka playing for 1 run.
Well, that's not something we see on a consistent basis.
Well, particularly when you're down 3-0. I mean, you don't expect that. Well, you do expect, rather, you're going to get some runs off of Lincoln, although, you know, a couple of starts ago, he shut the Cubs out in 7 innings. But down 3-0, I mean, why not try and play for the big inning?
This has been one of those series that the team that has been down has been able to chip its way back in it. 5-4 win for the Brewers on Friday night. They did that in come from behind fashion. And then last night, the Brewers were up 4-0, and the Pirates got within 4-3. Weeks high fly ball, center field. Caught out there by McCutchen and easily scores Escobar. So the strategy works with the sacrifice over to third and the sacrifice fly. The Brewers are on the board. Hey kids, Avery Deuce Barnes is a Little League player who's been around Major League Baseball since he attended his first spring training back when he was 2 weeks old. Now at 11, he's answering your questions about the Brewers. Just head to Kids Corner on FoxSportsWisconsin.com and ask Deuce what you want to know about the team. Log on now. It's a nice picture of Deuce there, and Deuce had a surprise visit today when we were taping a segment from Jim Edmonds, who we had done a previous story with, and Edmonds played along nicely. We had an impromptu segment on the pregame here.
Those are the best kind, right? Best,
those are the best kind.
Best interviews.
When that happens, you get those on the air.
That's right.
Corey Hart. Fly ball left field, and the Brewers get one. They are down 3-1, and Jim Edmonds stops by to talk to Deuce. He said he's the biggest star in town.
Community. 17-year-old Mitch Arnold from Fort Atkinson is in Anaheim right now representing the Brewers as the All-Star Among Us. He established the Pieces the Goal Foundation at age 13. He's donated over $20,000 worth of soccer equipment to 36 different countries, helping kids out. By going above and beyond to serve his community, Mitch is one of 30 All-Stars who will be at the All-Star game. Guys, back to you.
Good stuff, Brandon. Good stuff. Ronnie Cedeno leads off the fourth for the Pirates. They lead it 3-1. Brewers were able to play to run in the bottom of the third. Cedeno got a single and scored back in the second inning. Lifts one into center. Gomez. And one down. Our AT&T trivia question here. Who holds the Brewers record for most consecutive games played in franchise history? Did I give that away earlier?
That's a trick question.
Oh.
It is a trick question.
And the trick question is because it's not an official game yet.
Well, now you're giving it away.
Well, you had to pay attention earlier, too, and put 2 to 2 together.
Well, let's see. The only way it couldn't be an official game is that if it rains and the roof didn't close up.
You said if.
Those are two big ifs. It can't rain during the All-Star break, can it? It wouldn't do that, would it?
Nope. Here's the pitcher, Lincoln. Had an RBI single back in the second.
And the All-Star break includes tonight.
Oh, yes, it does.
Cubs have a night game tonight. How are they doing? Hang with them. Not only do they have a night game, but they're out in L.A.
That means their All-Star break really doesn't begin until Monday.
I bet Lou's in a good mood.
I haven't glanced at their schedule, but for all we know, they probably play on Thursday. That makes it even shorter. You have a media guide or two that you could check that out. Lincoln fly ball straightaway center for Gomez. 2 down.
I have the Cub media guide somewhere, but I typically don't put the Cub information around any of the other stuff. It's got his own spot.
And it's going to be Thursday against Philly. John Steinmiller doing stats for us. Look that one up.
Well done.
He's in with Mike Faulkner out for the weekend. His daughter got married this weekend. So he begged and pleaded. And by a long decision, we said you can have the weekend off. As long as it's your daughter getting married, right? We need him around.
I thought Mike Faulkner only worked when Brian Anderson was here. So his daughter actually is getting married, huh?
There's Steiny. Yep. Yesterday was the day. Steiny moves over from the PR department over to the broadcast booth. With far more numbers for us, though, I think. Far more. Andrew McCutchen here in the fourth with 2 down. Randy Wolf had a tough time getting through that second inning, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits. Only given up a hit since. What a play by Casey McGee. He catches the liner that ends the inning for Pittsburgh. Well done.
you with some big numbers with the 2 hits. He's now at 100 for the season. He also is third with 33 multi-hit games because he had 2 hits yesterday with the home run and the double. And that double puts him tied for 8th with 24. So Ryan Braun breaking out of the slump and already at 100 hits. Craig?
Okay, Brandon. Yeah, he was at the top of the hit order for a good period of time. He had a great start to the season. And now has his stroke back, as we can tell over the last couple of days, which is good to see. And just in time, Rock, for him to return back home for the All-Star game on Tuesday. Anaheim, obviously, Southern California, his turf.
Yeah, he's very excited. I talked to Ryan a couple of days ago about that. And going to get all the family together. You know, Ryan says that, the All-Star game all of a sudden has become an expensive proposition.
Yes, it has.
Hotel rooms and travel plans and, tickets and things like that. And he said he wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, he's going to be the All-Star game. He wants his loved ones around him.
Bronny said, told me today he's got about 20 tickets in line. So, I mean, that's a lot of people when you think about the standpoint of, he's taking care of them and the travel and hotel and whatnot. So
he's got it down pat.
Yeah. 3-1 the count. He also said the owner, Mark Antanasio of the Brewers, of course, as he has done since he has taken over. Bronny, right on cue, launches one. Way out of here. 3-1 count. And Bronny with his 13th home run of the year.
Yep, getting that stroke back just in time for the All-Star game. Bronny's still looking for his first All-Star hit. This will be his 3rd appearance and getting hot and heating up with every at bat. Boy, a beautiful stroke. That fastball down and in, and Bronny with that big long bat able to get extension and off the facing of the Harley deck. A bullet out there.
So that brings up Prince Fielder. Last night, Braun and Fielder went back-to-back. Wouldn't that be fun again to see this afternoon? Brewers within 1 at 3-2.
Yeah, that's exactly what John Russ was talking about, his team's lack of power. I mean, it takes 3-4 hits to put together a big inning like they just did a couple innings ago. Not often you're able to do that.
Fielder to right. Millage got a beat on it. And 1 down. And Ryan Braun, of course, in his 4th season. Where does he rank with those in 4 years in baseball home runs? Ralph Kiner at 168, and Braun now with his 116th career home run.
Yeah, he has a chance to get the Ryan Howard territory. I mean, his home run right now, you get hot in the second half. And 13 home runs, well within reach.
Well, the way he's been hitting it the last couple of days, 3 days, wow. Casey McGee rounds to 3rd. 2 down.
But the difference with the Pirates and the Brewers, I mean, one swing of the bat, the Brewers have a run on the board, and that's the frustration the manager has when he has a team of young players that typically don't hit home runs. You've got to get multiple hits in an inning, which is rare. You can't do that all the time. Brewers, however, one swing of the bat and they're right back in the game.
2 down for Kataris. Kataris to right. Hit pretty good and leaves the park. Boy, Millage was looking up. Thought maybe he had a chance.
I don't think he ever saw it. He didn't get down in that corner very well. About 2 swings at the bat and it's a tie game. That's what the Milwaukee Brewers do. And when they hit home runs, good things happen. When they don't score. Yep, fastball up and in. And George with the quick bat, able to tie it up. Gets one right down the line and right. Took Millage a while to get over there. I think he thought right away it was out of the ballpark.
Home run number 6 for Kataris on the season. I should say home run number 7. He had 6 coming in. That'll bring up Gomez.
Now the Brewers now lead the National League in home runs. One ahead of Cincinnati, who have not hit one today. They're down to the Phillies in the 6th inning, 1-0.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Boy, Philly has had all those comebacks in this series against the Reds. And going for a 4-game sweep today.
Yeah, Philly won that game yesterday in 11 innings, 1-0. Remember Travis Wood with the perfect game in the 9th?
Had the
Lost
perfect
it on
game
the double.
going. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Philly would win that one in 11 innings. Gomez straight up the middle. It stopped out there, but no play for Walker, so Gomez reaches and with 2 down. The Brewers have a base runner and maybe the game's best speed over there.
Give up 1 run in 9 innings of work. Travis Wood with Cincinnati yesterday, and no decision. Roy Halladay was opposing him for the Phillies. And Escobar with that speed, no chance at first base for Neil Walker.
With Gomez down at first and Escobar now up.
I said Escobar, I meant Gomez. They're both fast.
They are both fast. Be fun to watch those two in a sprint, wouldn't it?
I think Gomez gets him. What do you think?
I think so. Still be fun to watch.
Start him at home plate, make him go all the way around. Let's see who wins.
See who can cut the corners, right?
Put McCutchen in there too for the Pirates.
Yeah,
he can run.
Pitch out, nothing doing.
Well, we talked about it all series. Ryan Doman's really struggled to throw out base runners this year. 9%.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's unbelievable. Got to take your chances if you've got somebody, especially like Gomez, on there right now.
Yep, 5 for 58 is Ryan Doman throwing out base runners. Now, if Gomez steals a base, the Pirates are probably just going to walk Escobar. But Randy Wolf, not a bad hitting pitcher. Go ahead and steal it.
A little half swing by Escobar, and they'll get the force on Gomez out at second base. Once down 3-0, the Brewers battle back, and they do what they do best, swing the home run bat. Ryan Braun with his 13th, and Guitars his 7th. And Prince Fielder, wonder if he factors into our AT&T trivia question. Who holds the Brewers record for most consecutive games played in franchise history? It's Robin Yount, 274 games in a row, and Prince today playing in game number.
One more inning, and Prince is on that list.
He'll be tied with Yount, technically. Making that a technicality. Speaks volumes, though. Fielder's 274 consecutive games played is the most in the majors right now. As far as that consecutive games played, the Ironman streak goes.
No, and he hasn't missed many innings either. Starts every game, plays just about every inning. Every now and again he's going to get a couple of innings off, but that's a rarity. Yeah, that's what it takes to be a good leader. You can't be a leader unless you're in there every single day, grinding it out, win, lose, or draw, and that's what Prince Fielder's been able to do since he's been with the Brewers.
Tabata gets the count full now at 3-2. What was it? Just one game he was a DH during that string? That was it.
He DH'd a couple of times in Minnesota, did he not?
I think you're right. We're going to double check that, but most of those games, as you mentioned, one game as a DH during that stretch, we've been told by Steiny. Tabata.
One game?
Yep. Tabata draws the walk to open up the 5th inning.
Third walk to Tabata. Tabata.
Well, that's logging some time over at first base for Prince Fielder. Garrett Jones, who's on deck here as we see Neil Walker at the plate. Jones, the first baseman for Pittsburgh, starting in his 26th consecutive game at first base. And that just goes to show you one first baseman who's trying to get established. You got to play there every day, but the comparison easily between those two teams.
When you look at longevity for the Pittsburgh Pirates, you're really looking at Ryan Doumit. He's the guy that's been around the longest. They have gotten rid of an awful lot of players the last couple of years.
Walker down 0-1. Lifts this one foul.
Yeah, Doumit before this year, just short of 5 years in the big leagues, and that's just about the longest any player has been with the Pirates right now.
And when they trade away some of their key players, they're trading it away for
prospects,
guys that they'll continue to bring up through the minors, or guys that are finally major league ready and break into their careers, as we're seeing Brad Lincoln here, one of the youngsters, one of many for the Pirates. It does not make the manager's job any easier.
No.
Wolf misses 2-2. Look how many years Ned Yost went through that as the manager here in Milwaukee, trying to help develop the young Prince Fielders and Ricky Weeks and Billy Halls and Corey Harts.
Yeah, young players, relatively young age-wise, but experience-wise, they've been around a while.
Three and 2 the count on Walker now. Ryan Braun and Corey Hart set to start in the All-Star games. Guys that have come through the Brewers system. That statement's quite an accomplishment too. You like to develop your guys, and look where they turn out. Yovani Gallardo the same way. He's not going to play, but he's going to the All-Star game. So 3 of your own.
Right. Well, Escobar, Ricky Weeks, Prince Fielder.
Throw to second. Easily a strike him out, throw him out.
Boy, a gift right there. Boy, really, emphasis really on making contact in that situation. Tabata didn't get a very good jump. He had to make sure that Randy Wolf was going to home plate. Terrible jump. Walker swings right through it, and you're not going to get an easier strike him out, throw him out than that. You check out where Tabata is. He's not even close.
Boy, hardly even looked like he was running. So just that fast, 2 down for Jones.
And remember, he stole a base yesterday in the first inning and actually almost fell down. He slipped out of the box.
That's right.
At first base, stole the base, but boy, he looked, he wasn't running all that well. And that's the result of a very poor jump and a good move by Randy Wolf keeping him close.
A little frustration in that Pirate dugout. 1-1 on Jones. Shallow center. Escobar catches up to it for the 3rd out. Here's one more look at the strike him out, throw him out. And Tabata, not a good jump and never develops his speed. By the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. And by Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. Back at Miller Park, ready to start the 5th inning for the Brewers. The pitcher Randy Wolf leading off. His team has fought back after trailing 3-0. It's a 3-3 game right now. Good family day Sunday afternoon here at Miller Park. Oh, and Wolf goes down. He fouls that one right off his leg or foot. That does not feel good, obviously. He's going to have to walk that off.
That right off the ankle bone, looked like. That'll knock you down. Man, like a sledgehammer hitting it right in the ankle.
Dan Wright, Brewers trainer, and Ken Maka. All right, Randy Wolf is going to give it a go. Lincoln delivers outside. So Randy Wolf talked about his brother Jim, Major League umpire. He'll get a shot umpiring in the All-Star game on Tuesday in Anaheim. Straight away center, and caught out there by McCutchen.
Hey, let's check out today's time of the game winner. It's Kelly's Bar in Oshkosh as they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours. They get 40 tickets in the Miller Lite beer pen for a Brewers home game this year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Hey, Randy Wolf, an All-Star back in 03 as a member of the Cubs, or I should say, yes, the Cubs. And that was a game in Chicago.
Did he say in his interview that his brother attended that game and wore Wolf's jersey? If he's going to wear the blue shirt on Tuesday and show support.
I should say, he was with the Cubs, but the game was in Chicago, but in Comiskey Park.
Well, there you go. Got to clarify that.
So the Wolf brothers can both say that they're all-stars.
Weeks, shallow center, McCutchen, and this one's going to fall. So Ricky Weeks hit him where they ain't.
Boy, where's Milledjack? Well, somebody's got to catch that ball. That ball's up in the air too far for it to fall. Playing deep in the outfield. We've seen this the entire series with the Pirates. All their outfielders play deep. Ricky off the end of the bat with a breaking ball. Good pitch by Lincoln, but Ricky able to get into first base with a single. And nobody really coming close. That ball's got to be caught by somebody.
That brings up Corey Hart with one down. Tie ball game. First pitch a strike for Lincoln. Corey Hart, a lot of fans, obviously, especially the way he's been hitting the ball since the middle of May. To third. Drive for two, and they got it. And just that quickly, the Brewers' fifth inning ends on the double play. 5-4-3. And Lincoln and Wolf. And the Brewers and Pirates still tied. Well, it's been a good series between the Brewers and Pirates. 2 one-run games won by Milwaukee. And game 3, here's the Brew Crew goes for the sweep. It's 3-3 as we head to the 6th inning. Nice afternoon for baseball here. Roof open. Mostly cloudy skies right now. And pretty good pitchers battle going on as well between Wolf and Lincoln, who are both still in the ball game.
I got to clarify something that's bugging me. Randy Wolf was a Philadelphia Philly when he was in the All-Star game in '03. Not a Cub.
Played at Comiskey Park.
Never was a Cub, and I can't imagine he would ever be a Cub. I feel better now.
Good research. Good double checking.
No, actually bad research in the beginning.
Good double checking.
Yeah.
Pedro Alvarez to lead off.
I feel bad about that.
Do a lot of games. That'll happen. Plus, I didn't give you any help.
It's okay. If you'd have said that, I'd have been quiet too.
Oh, this one coming back right over your head, Rock. Apparently a good catch up there. Everyone giving the thumbs up to the club level. Big cut and a miss. 1-2 now to Alvarez. Well, we've done enough Cubs talk now, haven't we? We've made a point that they're playing a Sunday night game on the All-Star break.
Talked about their schedule after the break.
Talk about their schedule. They have a short All-Star break. We put one of ours on their team at one point, and that didn't happen.
Right.
Alvarez rips it to center. Gomez watches it fly and out. A leadoff home run here in the 6th inning by Alvarez puts Pittsburgh out in front 4-3.
Boy, after a couple of strikeouts for Alvarez, his first 2 times up, he got a fastball out over the plate and drove it out of here to center field. Well, the Pirates don't hit many home runs, and to make matters worse, most of their home runs have been solo shots. It's been a while since they've hit a home run with a man on base. Look at that point of contact. He got all of that when you see Kottaras' glove reaching back over the heart of the plate. It was supposed to be on the outside corner, ended up right down the middle.
3rd home run for Alvarez on the season. 2nd one today off of Wolf. Both solo shots.
5th home run for the 6th home run for the Pirates. All of them solo shots in this series.
Lastings Millage, who hit a home run against Wolf back in the 2nd inning, is up now. He's 2 for 2 in the game. Home run, scored a run, a single, and a stolen base. To McGee. 1 down. Fans, for just $16, get 1 Terrace Reserve ticket to select Brewers games and 1 adult admission ticket to the Harley-Davidson Museum. To purchase tickets, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com/HD double play. Not a bad deal on the Harley-Davidson deck.
You been to that museum?
I have not actually, but it's high on my to-do list.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I would highly recommend it.
It's amazing when you travel around the state how many different stores you've seen pop up, Harley-Davidson stores, over the last several years.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Domit, who singled and scored a run back in the 2nd. Down to the count 1-2. So the Brewers and Pirates plugging along here. Pittsburgh, though, grabs a 4-3 lead. They got out in front of the Brewers 3-0 in this game before Milwaukee was able to come back and tie it up. Braun and Kotaras went yard in the 4th inning. This one popped straight back. So after the All-Star break, the Brewers head to Atlanta, and then they will play the Pirates again within a week. Pirates going through a 13-game stretch where they play only Houston and Milwaukee.
They have a couple of 4-game series for the Brewers to open up the second half of the season after the All-Star break. 4 in Atlanta, 4 in Pittsburgh. Atlanta Braves playing some pretty good baseball.
Boy, they sure are. A swing and the miss, and Doumit goes down on strikes. They could be an answer to one of these surprises in the first half of the season as well.
A good curveball down in the strike zone. We saw a lot of curveballs located there from Dave Bush in yesterday's ball game. 2-strike breaking pitch down in the dirt for strike 3.
Ronnie Cedeno with 2 down. And the Brewers won't be back here at Miller Park after today until July 23rd. So you got the All-Star break and an 8-game road trip.
Well, the Brewers end a stretch of 20 consecutive days with a game here today. I know the Brewer team is going to be enjoying their 3 days off.
This one driven past Braun all the way to the wall in left field, and Cedeno will hold up for a double, a 2-out double. And he is in scoring position here for Pittsburgh.
Yep, breaking ball up in the strike zone. Every time it seems that Wolf makes a mistake up in the zone, it gets hit hard. 7th hit by the Pirates so far today. There it is, right down the middle. Up in the strike zone, and Ronnie Cedeno with his second base hit.
That brings up the pitcher, Brad Lincoln, as Rick Peterson comes out now to talk with Wolf. Wolf's pitch count at 102 here in the 6th inning. 2 are down. And we mentioned that Lincoln swings a pretty good bat. Only his 7th game in the majors. 4 for 12.
A couple of RBIs. He drove in a run today with a base hit.
Lincoln, when he was in college at the University of Houston, was also a DH.
You know, pitchers that can handle the bat, not so much, getting base hits and hitting 300, but guys can drop down bunts and, put the bat on the baseball. I mean, they're able to stay in games longer than pitchers that really struggle, that have no clue up at the plate.
Lincoln pops it up, and Casey McGee takes care of business to end the Pittsburgh threat here in the 6th. They do get a run on the solo home run. Braun and Fielder due up for the Brewers when they come to swing it. And they're half of the 6th inning. They're down a run, 4-3. helps Milwaukee get on the board. His 13th home run of the year. George Gutierrez ties it with his 7th. Well, then Pedro Alvarez in the 6th. Off of Randy Wolf, second home run Wolf has given up. It's a 4-3 lead right now for Pittsburgh as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cousin Subs game reset. I need the All-Star break, my friend. Not as bad here. Now, this is the sausage relay on Sunday, and the big guys relay it to the little guys, the little sausages, and the little Polish sausage is going the other way. Look out, and it's Caretaker. Could hardly catch up to the poor guy. We're just going to exit left right here. You're out. I think that might be a first.
Yeah. We have never seen a sausage go in the wrong direction.
That's right. Pure entertainment, I'll tell you, in the 6th inning. Chorizo won yesterday in Cerveceros Day.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
But that sausage race is a very popular thing here at the ballpark. Everybody here in the booth watches. Press box is focused in on the sausage race.
It's a good inning for the Brewers to rally if they're down.
Except no imitations. You know, the Pirates, they have the pierogies, the racing pierogies in Pittsburgh. The racing presidents in Washington. But nothing like the racing sausages.
They started it. Brewers started it with the racing sausages. Run check to swing, so 3-1. And now walking Ryan Braun to start out the 6th inning. That'll bring up Prince Fielder. Look out, Pirates, because he's swinging a home run bat as well. A couple of home runs in this series. Friday night, Prince, a majestic shot.
Both of them inside, and Prince able to pull the hands in and keep it fair. And when the big fella heats up, look out, National League. Get those two guys swinging the bats. Could be a fun second half. Now you continue with the pitching the way it has been. You know, in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, the starting rotation has been very good, and bullpen for the most part has done a nice job. Got to level out and get more consistency with that offense. You know, you get yourself around 500. Let's see what happens.
Well, the good news for the Brewers and Brewer fans, you know, you think that the Brewers are just getting in a groove and then they might slump back, but then they quickly bounce back like we've seen in this series against the Pirates. The good news is, you mentioned it earlier, the Reds are losing again today, so they could go into this All-Star break back to single digits as far as deficit goes, which is big at the halfway.
Well, you look at the teams ahead of the Brewers right now. Cincinnati, I mean, if they lose today, they'll have lost 4 straight going into the All-Star break. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Cardinals have lost 7 of 10. So nobody really looks as though they're poised to just run away from the pack, but you never know. I mean, you really can't talk about anything like that with respect to the Brewers until you get close to 500. Right now, I mean, the idea now is to win series, you know, put together some winning streaks, and then start talking about getting at 500.
Brewers 9.5 games out to start today's action. 10 games below 500 at 39-49. This one skips past Domet, but Fielder walks. Braun to second, and the 2 sluggers reach. Nobody out here to start the 6th inning for Casey McGee.
Well, pitch count in pretty good shape for Lincoln. He's only got 70 pitches. So fatigue shouldn't be an issue for him. He mentioned he threw 7 strong innings against the Cubs 2 starts ago. Last time out, he got roughed up a bit. 5 runs against Houston in 5 innings. That Pittsburgh bullpen getting ready in a hurry. Brendan Donnelly. A 9-pitch 5th inning was a big help to him.
Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach, out to have a word with the young pitcher, Brad Lincoln. A year ago, Brad Lincoln was pitching in the Futures All-Star game. That is going on today in Anaheim. Look where he's gone in 1 year.
A lot of young pitchers, don't spend a lot of time in the minor leagues.
Brett Lawrie, the Brewers, representing the team in the All-Star Futures game today. Casey McGee with 2 aboard. First pitch is a ball from Lincoln. Casey McGee 0 for 2 today. Fouls this one off. Casey McGee, a good first half of baseball. 13 home runs, 53 RBIs. With runners in scoring position, he's a guy you can count on. 333, 41 ribbies. Almost didn't miss in the first couple of months of the season.
Yep, every RBI that Prince Fielder left out there, Casey McGee was driving in, cleaning them up.
That's a good point. Prince's RBI totals, of course you'd like them higher, but it's not like they went wasted for the most part. That's for sure. McGee pops one up. Left field. Tabata. And the runners will have to hold. So 1 down. First and second for Milwaukee for Kataris.
Looked like some kind of a breaking ball that backed up on McGee. Only 80 miles an hour after a couple of fastballs.
Now Kataris, a big home run. His last at bat in the 4th inning tied this game at 3-3. Was home run number 7 for George. Got his average back up over 200 at 211 right now. High fly ball right field. And it's sailing back. On the warning track, caught for Millage. And Braun is able to tag and go to third, but there are 2 down.
All right, back-to-back walks, and then on consecutive pitches. Casey McGee pops out on a 1-1 pitch. And then first pitch for George, and he flies out to right. Looked like another off-speed pitch from Lincoln.
Carlos Gomez 1 for 2, singled back in the 4th inning. Looks to bunt. Tries to get one past Lincoln and can't do it. Nice play by Lincoln. Really fields very well from that pitcher spot. 4-3 Pittsburgh. greatness. And by Toyota. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. Back in Miller Park, our Miller Lite What's on Tap. Got the All-Star Game, of course, Tuesday on Fox. Then Thursday, the Brewers return to Fox Sports Wisconsin and start this second half of the year, first of 4 out in Atlanta. And, of course, next weekend as well, we'll have our pre- and post shows presented by Lincoln Mercury live out at Wisconsin Dells. I know you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. Todd Coffey in the pitch right now in relief of Randy Wolf.
Well, outstanding work for Todd Coffey on Friday. 6 up and 6 down for Todd, including 3 strikeouts. Far and away his best effort since returning from the disabled list with that bruised thumb.
You recognize that guy? All clean shaven and a haircut for Todd Coffey.
Didn't even notice.
He will face Andrew McCutchen. First pitch, a strike for Todd Coffey. He's trying to bring the numbers down since you mentioned it, Rock, since coming off the DL. 6.48 the ERA.
He looks like he's 20 years old without that beard, that goatee.
I'm not sure we've seen Todd Coffey in a Brewer uniform that clean shaven before.
Certainly doesn't look as mean as he did when he had the beard and everything going.
McCutchen rips one to center. Gomez using that speed for the first out.
A couple of hang rhythms for McCutchen. Case McGee robbed him of a base hit his last time up, and he hit that one right on the nose. Nice play by Gomez. Back-to-back at bats. Hitting a line drive from McCutchen, but he's 0 for 3 today. He does have a sac fly.
So Carlos Gomez putting away McCutchen for the first down. Jose Tabata now steps in. He has walked 3 times in this game. His last time on base, though, was the back end of the strike him out, throw him out, caught stealing. So he drew 3 walks against Wolf and now works against Todd Coffey down 0-2 as Zach Braddock gets loose in the Brewer bullpen.
And getting ready for the 4-5 hitters, both lefties. Jones and Alvarez.
Tabata down on strikes. Coffey looking good through the first 2 batters. Let's take a look at our Ho-Chunk. Text the broadcast question. How are the umpires selected to work an all-star game? Adam from Green Bay would like to know. Of course, we see our crew here in Milwaukee. We know Randy's brother Jim is working the game on Tuesday.
It's a rotation. They all get an opportunity to umpire in the all-star game. It used to be just a rotation basis in the playoffs and the World Series, but that's changed. They're on an evaluation type basis. Only the best are able to umpire in postseason.
And that makes sense.
Right, it should be. Best players, best teams are in the postseason, should be the best umpires.
Neil Walker with 2 down. Walker 0 for 3, struck out back in the 5th. Pirates worked Randy Wolf for 4 runs on 7 hits.
There's the a big inning once again for Randy Wolf. They got him in trouble, that 3-run second inning at the hands of the bottom of the Pirate order.
At the bottom of the order doing the power damage, and as I mentioned, Tabata is the only one who drew the walks, but he was on 3 times via the free pass.
Yeah, top 4 in the order without a base hit against Randy Wolf. 5 through 9, as you mentioned, every one of them had hits, including the pitcher.
Right back to Coffey. And an easy 1-2-3 7th inning for the Brewers and Todd Coffey against Pittsburgh. But the Pirates lead this one 4-3. Time now for God Bless America here on this Sunday afternoon before the 7th inning stretch.
Twice this year has the Crew won a game after trailing through 7 innings, but one of those victories was the other night. Recently, they've demonstrated the ability to come back.
Well, they're getting runners in scoring position, taking that opportunity. Hopefully today they can do something positively going into the break.
Coming up next on Brewers Live, presented by Lincoln Mercury, calling pop-ups, the art of I got it. Craig and Rock, you got it.
Rock, you got it.
Pop-up priority, that's what we're going to talk about.
I liked it. So the kids are going to run the bases on the infield, and you guys will be in the outfield.
We are on Sundays. We're banished to right field.
Call that banished? You're placed nicely.
Well, I'd like to be able to say that, you know, pop-up priority means, you know, first baseman, second baseman, outfielder. You'd like to be able to use the infield, but not on Sundays. The field belongs to the kids.
Yep, it sure does.
You trying to get me in trouble?
I'm not.
I think you are.
I'm not. We're almost to the break.
And I haven't been in trouble yet.
That's right.
So let's leave it that way. At least at least I think I haven't been in trouble yet.
Not that you know of. Escobar's worked the count even here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brewers rallied on Friday night, hung on Saturday night, and will try to rally again here today. Escobar draws it full.
You know, I have noticed, though, ever since you haven't been coming down for the on-field instructionals, they don't use that cart to bring you and Augie out anymore. Was that your idea?
It was not my idea, but apparently they thought I was slow. The speedy Escobar reaches base. Good start to the 7th inning for Milwaukee. They've got some speed on the base paths, nobody out.
Good job by Escobar covering the outside corner. Not a bad pitch by Lincoln. Escobar reaching out, taking it to the opposite field. You see the angle of that bat. Well done by Escobar. The hands leading the barrel of the bat and drives it into right field. Piece of hitting.
John Russell is going to come out and make a pitching change here as Joe Inglet was introduced as the pinch hitter. So Lincoln goes out. Pretty good outing for him.
But there is some sad news in baseball today as a legendary PA announcer for the Yankees, Bob Shepard, passed away at the age of 99. It was 1951 that he started announcing at Yankee Stadium, retiring in 2007. And if you've ever heard a Yankees game, seen a game, you have definitely heard this man's voice. He is one that will be missed. Craig?
All right, thanks very much, Brandon. Bob Shepard.
Yeah, that is sad.
You've heard his voice a few times back in your day,
yeah,
haven't you, out on the East Coast?
Yeah, growing up and going to Yankee Stadium and listening to Bob Shepard. He was actually the voice of the New York Giants over at the Meadowlands for many years. And any player will tell you it's a big thrill to have Bob Shepard announce your name at Yankee Stadium. I remember the first time that ever happened. Never forget it. That's going to be a voice that will be missed in baseball.
Joe Inglet aboard now in a pinch hitting role, batting in the pitcher spot. He's got Escobar at first, Javier Lopez, lefty out of the bullpen for John Russell. Bunt pulled foul.
Lopez very good against left-handed batters, a .214 opponent batting average. He's only allowed 1 home run against lefties. That's why Joe Ingles up there to bunt.
And again, can't get the job done. This one fouled. So 1-2. The count runs on England. 324 as a pinch hitter. 12 pinch hits lead the majors. Domit's only thrown out 9% of would-be base stealers, as Rock mentioned earlier. Still trying to get it done the conventional way, but England fails.
Yeah, bunting has been an issue for Ken Maka and his Brewers. A tough duty for England with that arm action, that arm angle from Lopez, but not able to get it down. Just poking at it. You got to just keep the bat there, keep it still. Much easier said than done when you have a guy coming from that angle. That'll go down as a strikeout.
Lopez does his job. Russell back out, making another pitching change. Ricky Weeks coming in at the top of the order. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Escobar is over at first base, and another pitching change is Donnelly now brought in, the right-hander, out of the bullpen to face Ricky Weeks.
He's been only scored upon twice in his last 10 appearances. 31 overall, the most that he has been able to put together in a season since '06. As a member of the Angels, he made 62 appearances, so the veteran right-hander in there to face Weeks, Hart, and Braun.
Brewers once trailed 3-0. They came back to tie it up, but Pittsburgh went ahead back in the 6th on an Alvarez solo home run off Randy Wolf. Ricky Weeks, a productive day after entering this game 0 for 6 officially in the series. He's 2 for 2 with a sacrifice RBI.
Yeah, good running situation for Escobar. We talked about the problems for Domit.
And Weeks to right. And right there is Millage.
You got that high leg kick for Brendan Donnelly. You don't want to be caught stealing when you have home run hitters up.
And an all-star in Corey Hart. In case you haven't heard the news today, he was named a starter today. So he and Ryan Braun will be the first Brewer position players to start together in an all-star game since Robin Yount and Ted Simmons back in 1983. First pitch of ball to Hart. Hart replacing Jason Hayward of Atlanta.
It's got to be a heartbreaker for Hayward, huh?
Literally.
Rookie coming up.
And then you got Corey Hart taking your spot.
Right.
He's had a good season. Just a ill-timed injury. Escobar on the run easily gets in.
Hey, you wonder why he waited so long. Yeah, once Donnelly got in there, you can understand him staying put with nobody out and the left-hander out there in Lopez. Much tougher to run on a left-handed pitcher. And once Donnelly got in there, that high leg kick and Domit's problems. Another man in scoring position.
One and one to Hart with 2 down. Big cut and a miss.
And a little cut fastball that time at 92 miles an hour. Donnelly can be deceptive because of his delivery. He's a little bit of a herky-jerky delivery. He's got the split-fingered fastball. There you see it right there, holding it. He'll change that grip depending on the pitch.
1-2 to Hart. High ball 2.
He used to throw a lot harder when he was with the Angels.
There's your guy. He's in a lot of Brewer games. And Hart swings and misses, and that ends the 7th inning. Brewers can't get Escobar around.
Brewers game on Thursday for the All-Star Series, where it is going to be a little steamy. There's a chance for some spotty thunderstorms early. Watch out for first pitch temperatures, though, in the low 80s with southeasterly winds. Coverage begins at 5:30.
All right, that'll be the forecast for those traveling to Atlanta to look forward to. Hot and steamy usually. Beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball here at Miller Park, and the Brewers Down to the Pirates 4-3. Zach Braddock is set to throw to the Pirates here in the top of the 8th inning.
A scoreless 8th inning in yesterday's Brewers win. 20th appearance overall for Zach Braddock. 1-1 record, a .432 earned run average, and that's not a lot of home run. 22 strikeouts and just short of 17 innings of work.
Braddock, Lowe, Axford, what a find they were for the Brewers. Much needed call-ups from AAA. Garrett Jones, the first baseman, 0 for 3 in this game, leads off the 8th. Fouls the first pitch back. So 3 consecutive games these two teams have played down to the final moments. All 3 have been 1-run games. Pop to left. Run fighting the sun and makes the catch for the first out. Sit down to Brandon Cruz. Speaking of 8th innings, how about LaTroy Hawkins bid for a comeback?
Yeah, his return is getting closer. Yesterday he pitched a simulated game, and now on Thursday he will head down to Arizona and pitch an inning. And if all that goes well, he will go up to AAA and get some work in there. And they're hoping he returns against the Reds in that series, July 26th through the 28th. So it's getting closer, but he's still on the 60-day disabled list. Craig.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Not quite sure about the timetable and how to work out just yet, but a good rehab comeback start anyway. And boy, if he's back at 100%, he can be very effective.
Well, shoulder fatigue, and when he went on the disabled list, he didn't think it was going to be very long, but it just was not able to, get back to normal. And it's been 2 months for LaTroy. Long time on the DL.
Right back just above our booth. -2 to Alvarez. Another one foul. So we talked about some of the events around Major League Baseball today as the All-Star rosters get set, wondering who's going to start. Corey Hart gets inserted as a starter. How about Cliff Lee losing his debut last night for the Rangers? 3 home runs, 6 runs. Another complete game, though.
He's something else, isn't he? I mean, you give up 6 runs and still able to battle out there and put up 9 innings. That's what you get with Cliff Lee. Not only do you get, ace type stuff, but you get a guy that's going to eat up innings under any circumstances. It doesn't really matter.
1-2 to Alvarez. High fly ball. Gomez still waiting and makes the catch. 2 down. So Braddock works through Jones and Alvarez. And now Lasting's Millage. His home run back in the 6th is the difference of this game. It broke a 3-3 tie. That was against starter Randy Wolf. I'm sorry, that was Alvarez back in the 6th. Millage hit his home run back in the 2nd to get that 3-run rally going, as you see David Riskey out in the bullpen.
Yep, 6 home runs for the Pirates in this series, all of them solo shots. That's been an issue for the Pirates all year. It's been a while since they've hit a home run with a man on base.
Village has had so much success here against the Brewers. I kind of gave him credit for the go-ahead, too. 2-1 the count. And now 3 balls and a strike. Domadou next. He's on the on-deck circle for Pittsburgh. And he walks him.
It's amazing how some hitters just love being in certain ballparks. Now, Lastings Milledge, before today's game at Miller Park, a .449 hitter. And he's 2 for 3 today with a walk and a home run. And some things are beyond explanation, aren't they?
Well, there's that. And if you took all those numbers we've been talking about for the last 3 games, too, about just the overall record domination in this series going back to 2007 the Brewers have had over the Pirates. That's a tough one to explain, too.
Right. There have been some pretty good offensive performances for the Pirates. Andy LaRoche, a guy that we haven't seen hardly at all in this series. I think he pinch hit once. Tore the Brewers up here in his series last summer.
Brewers 40-15 since 2007 against Pittsburgh and won 26 of the last 29 here at Miller Park. 26 of 29.
That's amazing. I asked Ken Maka about that today during batting practice. I mean, with your days in Oakland, have you ever had that kind of success against any team? He said not for this long of a stretch, but there was one year where they just tore up Seattle, and that actually got him into the postseason. I think he said they were 16-2 against the Seattle Mariners, and Seattle won the first game of the series.
Wow. Well, in 08, when the Brewers went to the playoffs, 14 of their wins in 15 games in the series against Pittsburgh went the Brewers' way. 14-1 in that season series. High fly ball left field. Ryan Braun going back to the wall and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no damage against Braddock here in the 8th inning. Sweep against Pittsburgh. Home run by Lastings Village back in the second inning off Randy Wolf helped start a 3-run rally for the Pirates. They will take a 3-0 lead, but the Brewers will bounce back. And they're half of the fourth inning in this game. They work against Lincoln for the first time. Braun and Kataris go deep, and the Brewers keep chipping away in this game. Ricky Weeks, a sac fly RBI. There's Braun's home run. That was number 13 on the season for him, and Kataris hits his 7th. That tied the game back in the 4th. But Pittsburgh wasn't done yet as Alvarez hits a solo home run. And it is a 4-3 game right now, Pittsburgh, as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Joel Hanrahan on to pitch now for the Pirates, and the big guns coming up for the Brewers, Braun, Fielder, and McGee. At the plate, presented by Wendy's, Ryan Braun. You see his home run in the 4th. He also walked and was stranded at 3rd back in the 6th inning.
Hey, Hanrahan pitched on Friday night, pitched an inning, gave up the Prince Fielder home run that got the Brewers to within 1 run in the 8th inning.
He awaits on deck. There's a strike, 1-1.
Pirates has some arms coming out of that bullpen, mid to upper 90s. Hanrahan got a slider right where Prince liked it on Friday. You see his numbers pretty good.
Braun right up the middle opens up the inning with a base hit. Now Ryan Braun is swinging a good bat. Good time to get a single to get things going with Fielder coming up.
Well, fastball from Hanrahan in the mid-90s, but down around mid-thigh high, right down the middle of the plate, and Ryan able to hit it hard past the mound and into center field. So another leadoff base runner for the Brewers. Really haven't had much of a problem doing that today. Seems like every inning they get their leadoff hitter on. 6 of 8 innings they've been able to do it.
So Braun awaits at first for Prince Fielder. Brewer fans want a rally going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fielder walked back in the 6th. Officially 0 for 2. He's drawn 5 walks in this series. Low ball 2.
Let's see if Hanrahan tries to throw Prince that slider again. That's the pitch he hit out of the ballpark on Friday. A 2-0 count. You know Prince is geared for the fastball.
Prince 20 home runs. Tied with Corey Hart for the team lead. In fact, they're the only 2 in the National League with 20 home runs or more as teammates.
Well, that last pitch didn't miss by much. Might he give me green light here? I would.
I say anything in Prince Fielder's wheelhouse, take a swing. That's why he's here. And they walk Fielder on 4 straight. So Braun and Fielder reach. Nobody out here in the 8th for Casey McGee.
Well, what do you do here? Now, do you ask Casey to drop down a bunt, your number 5 hitter? Leave it up to the bottom half of the order. Kataris, Gomez, Escobar.
Well, Kataris has a home run in this game. Gomez has a base hit. Escobar has 2 base hits.
Ken Motkin wants to try to avoid that double play. Casey's grounded into 6 of them this year. Not very many. but he's one of your best RBI producers. I don't think that he will be bunting.
Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach, with the meeting out on the mound, setting up the strategy defensively and for Casey McGee. We got two ball clubs that obviously would want to win more in this division, but boy, this three-game series has been entertaining. Scoring has been tight. All games decided late. First pitch misses a ball. Hanrahan gave up a single to Braun to start things out, and then walked Fielder on 4 pitches. There's a strike.
Yep, back-to-back sliders. Missed with the first one. Casey McGee on a 1-0 count looking fastball, and Hanrahan with a get-me-over breaking ball.
McGee 0 for 3. Good time for a first hit right here. Strike 2.
Another slider.
Back in the 6th, McGee was up in a similar situation when Braun and Fielder both reached, but flew out to left. Doman gets it back. 2-2 is the count. Back in the 6th, Braun and Fielder began that inning the same way here. They both reached to open things up. But the Brewers could not score any runs. Hanrahan to McGee. Swing and a miss. McGee goes down.
Yep, 5 sliders from Joel Hanrahan. Didn't even waste a fastball. Best pitch that he had to swing at was the first one that he watched go by. That 1-0 slider that hung up in the strike zone.
Here's George Kottaras, the catcher, a solo home run back in the 4th. He's had a pretty good series, 4 for 11 in this series for Kottaras. Swing strike. Home run for Kottaras back in the 4th. Tied the ball game at 3-3. Fouls this one back, so he's quickly down 0-2.
Yeah, since the Fielder walk where he threw all fastballs, it's been nothing but breaking pitches to both McGee and to Kottaras. 7 straight sliders.
Two-strike pitch on the way to Kottaras. There's ball 1.
Well, if you're George, what are you thinking here? It's been 2 sliders for strikes, a waste fastball, and you're sitting at 1-2. Although you don't guess, but you got to believe he's going to go with another breaking pitch. That's what he's been throwing last 2 hitters.
Here's the 1-2. Lifts it into center. McCutchen coming in, makes the catch. And the runners can't advance. So 2 down after Braun and Fielder reach with nobody out to open up the 8th inning.
Well, a lot of sliders from Joel Hanrahan. He threw 7 straight, including the first 2 to George Kottaras. A defensive swing to start it out. Then another slider, a waist fastball, and then another slider on a 1-2 count to get him on a weak fly to center.
Well, Gomez steps in there now. The pitcher spot 2 spots away. This might be one of those situations where if you had a little bigger bench, you might go to a left-handed pinch hitter. Edmonds and Counsell are still there, but you'll need one for the pitcher spot. And potentially the Brewers to bat in the 9th inning, of course, if they can't get the lead here. There's a strike to Gomez.
Well, it's pretty much been the case all season, or just about all season, where the Brewers have only had 4 players on the bench. Ken Maka used to getting through a game like this. Not easy, but he's been doing it all year.
Big cut and a miss. Now Gomez down 0-2. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd. Threw to center in the 5th and struck out back in the 7th. Check that. He had a base hit back in the 4th. I was looking at the pitcher spot, number 9, thinking pinch hitter ahead already. And there's a base hit into right field. Braun trying to tie the ball game. Here's the throw to the plate. He's in.
How about Gogo on a 2-strike pitch? 10 of the last 11 pitches by Joel Hanrahan sliders. An 0-2 slider to Carlos Gomez, able to reach out and just punch it into right field. Wow, nice at bat.
So Gomez comes through the 2nd hit of the game. An RBI here. Ties it up at 4-4, so the Brewers do not waste the efforts by Braun and Fielder to start the inning by getting on base.
It's a good thing he had a fast base runner at second base, because Millage was playing shallow and right. Got there quickly, but not even close with Brawny scoring.
So Brad Lincoln off the record. He'll get a no decision here, the starter for the Pirates.
And check it out, another slider on 0-2, and Gomez just trying to put the ball in play. Reaches out, dumps it into right. Look how shallow Millage is, but it doesn't matter with Braun out there. He's taken off on contact.
So Escobar down 0-2. Well, we talked a few moments ago about the bottom of the order coming through with some base hits in this game. And they continue. Escobar a chance to put the Brewers up if he can bring in Prince Fielder. Fouls this one back, staying alive. Down to the count 0-2. Here's the pitch to Escobar. Little flare into right. And it is caught out there by Jones, the first baseman. But the Brewers tied things up. Gogo comes through.
4, and this is how we got here. A check swing by Carlos Gomez. Back-to-back sliders down in the count 0-2, and a pitch up in the zone. A mistake by Hanrahan. Punches into right field, and Carlos Gomez ties it up with a base hit. Boy, a lot of sliders from Big Joe Hanrahan, who throws 96, 97 miles an hour. Perhaps threw one too many.
Well, they got to him on Friday with Prince's home run in the 8th to help the Brewers in a comeback, and now they have tied the ball game against him. So now John Axford comes in, the Brewers closer, and in a tie situation here wants to obviously hold Pittsburgh and have the Brewers come back and give him his 5th win.
Having a pretty good series, a win and a save. You can't do much better than that back-to-back days. And Axford came in the top of the 10th on Friday in a tie game. Got his outs, and the Brewers ended up scoring a run. And Ken Maka hoping for the same today.
Axford opens up against Ronnie Cedeno. He has a single, a double, and a run scored in this game. Delvin Young waits on deck for the Pirates. He will bat in the pitcher spot. And a bunt laid down. Cedeno avoids the tag, and he's safe at first. And Prince thinks he got him on the foot.
And asking Chris Guccione to help him out. Now, Tim Chia, the first base umpire, is going to go over and ask the home plate umpire to see what he saw. They're going to call him safe. Nice bunt by Ronnie Cedeno, and you get it by the pitcher. Prince Fielder reaches out, tries to grab him. You really can't tell if he got him or not. A good slide by Ronnie Cedeno, avoiding the tag over there at first base.
So that'll bring up Young doing the pinch hitting here in the 9th inning. So a runner on. Nobody out here for the Pirates in a 4-4 game.
Yeah, Delvin Young, the last out in yesterday's ball game, a strikeout. John Axford got him to end the ball game. Well, did he get him or didn't he? Who knows?
Well, all 3 games that Axford has pitched in this series, the first batter has reached. And then after that, he's taking care of business.
Yeah, surprised that Young's not up there to bunt. They got the top of the order coming up. And Delvin Young, a .226 hitter.
Keep an eye on Cedeno over there at first. This one misses outside, 2-1. Thomas and Carrasco warming up in that Pittsburgh bullpen. Brewers will be batting in their half of the 9th. Ken Maka and Rick Peterson. They do a lot more talking later in the game, especially when it's tight. And another pitch misses, 3-1.
Interesting that you don't have Dotel up in that bullpen for the Pirates. He's their closer.
Dotel pitched on Friday night in that 9th inning. Blew the save there, and Milwaukee ends up winning it in the 10th. 3-2 the count now to Young. He fouls it back. Cedeno is on the move.
Cedeno not very fast, but on the 3-2 pitch, the job of Delwin Young is either to take a pitch if it's out of the strike zone or get a piece of it, because he's not getting a very good jump.
And this shot the other way, a base hit to left. Cedeno on the run and will go to third. So first and third, nobody out for Pittsburgh. A bunt and then a single to open things up against Axford.
Yeah, if he wasn't running on the pitch, it would have been a double play ball. The off infielder, left-handed batter, the shortstop covers. And Delwin Young, a perfect pitch to hit the ball to left field. Just drops the head of the bat on it, and John Russell looks like a genius by not bunting. First and third, nobody out.
Now McCutchen. First pitch of ball. Now Dotel gets up.
Just missed his catcher.
I think you're right. That didn't sound too good, did it?
He's ready.
Maybe that's a good sign. McCutchen to right. Corey Hart. Cedeno tagging. Here's the throw into Katars, just a bit late. But Pittsburgh on the sacrifice fly is able to grab the lead.
I had no idea why Delwin Young did not go to second base. That's just bad base running right there. If nothing else, you just draw the throw to second to make sure the guy at third scores. I mean, that's an automatic. Young tagged up, but didn't do anything. Corey Hart airmails the cutoff man, and why Young didn't run, I'm not sure. You could see out of the hand how that ball is going to go. You knew it wasn't going to be cut off. Got to take off and get into scoring position.
That brings up Jose Tabata, who has walked 3 times and struck out, so officially 0 for 1. Pretty good series for him, 4 for 9. Right back at Axford. Chance for 2 here. Escobar, fielder. Well, the Pirates grab the lead. Now it's up to the Brewers. Their final at bat coming. They can get down that slide and get the Brewers a victory here. They trail 5-4 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. All 3 of these games have been close and down to the wire in this series between the Brewers and Pirates, but the Brewers have won the first 2. And Octavio Dotel on now to pitch for Pittsburgh, and the Brewers were able to tag him on Friday night in the 9th inning to blow a save.
Yep, 19 out of 23 for Dotel. Be a pretty good year for Dotel, at least the first half. Get to 20 saves before the All-Star break. The Brewers are hoping that doesn't happen. 42 strikeouts and just shy of 35 innings of work for Dotel. We talked about he got scored upon his last time out. Before that, 9 straight scoreless outings.
That also broke a string of 7 straight saves for Dotel. So the rally caps are on here at Miller Park. And the number 9 spot due up in the Brewer order here, so Jim Edmonds will do the pinch hitting duties.
Well, if you look at it, if you need to use Jim Edmonds, who's been swinging a pretty good bat on the bench, you use him right now because you're not going to be pinch hitting for anybody in the top of the Brewer order. And you'd hate to lose a game by 1 run and not have used Jim Edmonds, who has home run potential.
So it's going to be Edmonds, Weeks, and Hart. .269, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs on the season for Edmonds. Brewers trying to go for the sweep again against the Pirates. First pitch misses for a ball.
Yeah, Dotel used to be in the mid to upper 90s with a fastball and a very good slider. Doesn't throw as hard now. 93, 94 with a fastball. Still gets it up there pretty good. Brewers have had some success against him this year.
Half swing by Edmonds, 1-1. Swing and a miss by Edmonds this time, now 1-2. Nothing's a given these days, of course, but the Brewers would like nothing more than to add to the damage, the road woes by the Pirates, as Edmonds stays alive. They came into Miller Park having been swept in 6 of their last 7 road series, including their most recent in Houston before they came to Milwaukee. The Brewers have won 26 of 29 against this club here at Miller Park. Edmonds into the gap. And it's going to bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. And what a start for the Brewers and pitch hitter Jim Edmonds.
A mistake on a breaking pitch from Dotel. He made Edmonds look bad on a couple of pitches early in that at bat, tying him up. Really did him a favor by pulling the string a little bit. You see that breaking ball that stayed up in the zone. Not much on it, and Edmonds able to get the barrel on it. And a leadoff double to start the 9th. Now they had McCutchen shaded over around toward left center.
Dave Bush will come in to run now for Jim Edmonds. Edmonds' heel is bothering him, but not enough to hit, obviously. It's just the running part, and Dave Bush now for 3 consecutive games that Edmonds has reached will run. Ricky Weeks now batting.
How about Jim Edmonds? Huh? He's been doing a nice job off the bench. Wow. Big hit.
This typically would have been a game where he probably would have started facing a right-handed pitcher, but has not been able to field position well or run the bases because of that heel. Now 2-0 to Weeks. Chapman and Narveson get loose in that Brewer bullpen. Brewers don't want to go to them, though. They want to finish up business right here in the ninth and score 2 against Dotel. Here's the 2-0 to Weeks. Fouled it back.
And right after him with a fastball, 93 miles an hour. Ricky had a good cut.
Weeks a productive day. A couple of singles, sacrifice fly RBI. And you got to throw Edmonds in that pinch hit into the credit of what the bottom of the order has been able to do today.
No doubt.
And this one misses low. 3-1 to Weeks. Six through 9, been on base 6 times in this game. Dave Bush, the pinch runner at second, represents the tying run. Here's the 3-1 to Weeks. High fly ball to left. Tabataw gets underneath it, and Bush will have to hold at second base. One down for the Brewers here. And the All-Star Corey Hart.
Well, Ricky just missed that one. That was another one of those breaking balls, the same one that Edmonds hammered into right center for the double. Just missed it. Just got under it a little bit.
Corey Hart officially 0 for 4. Struck out twice and grounded into a double play in the 5th. First pitch a ball. Corey checked to swing. Corey Hart in his career against Dotel, 2 for 3, including a home run. Launches one to left. He's going to the All-Star game in style. Brewers win it 6-5.
First half for Corey Hart. The Brewers able to come off the mat once again here today. They fell behind early, able to come back, tie it up. And the big 2-run home run off of Dotel. The success for Corey Hart against Dotel continues. 3 for 4 now and 2 home runs. What a ball game. Good ball game over the weekend here, all 3 of them.
What a series it has been. The Brewers sweep away Pittsburgh. They have got their number, to say the least. Corey Hart, he's going to the All-Star game, and quite a feeling. A game-winning walk-off home run, his 21st on the season. And we are going to catch up with him right now with Brandon Cruz. Guys, take it away.
Corey, obviously you've had good success against him. Coming up like this, going to the All-Star break, what does this mean for you guys right now?
Well, right now, any win is good for us, but you know, we've been competing all year, and we're trying to find that where we're all kind of playing defense, hitting and pitching at the same time. And lately we've been pitching, and we just haven't hit really good. So it's nice to come back with this series and sweep. But, you know, we've just been trying to play good baseball, and to go into the break with 3 wins is big for us.
And for you, getting these start now in the All-Star game, going out like this, what does that mean for you personally?
That's huge. You don't get many chances to get smashed at home plate. So, you know, to be able to go home run derby, I wasn't feeling too good coming to that last at bat, but like I said, I had success against them, so you know, I thought I might be able to do something, and I was able to get it, and you know, I'm excited about what we got going.
Yeah, right now you guys have had 2 come-from-behind wins in the series and a lot of momentum right now. What is this clubhouse feeling like?
Good. I mean, it's hard to. I think we're 9 under right now, but I think we're about as positive as we can be right now. We feel like we got a good chance second half, and if we come out and play well, we're right there, and hopefully it happens.
All right. Good luck in Anaheim. All right. Corey Hart will be heading to Anaheim after hitting that home run to give the Brewers the win. And Mark, I'll tell you what, this team right now is very happy to go into the break.
A tale of two series on this homestand. The Giants come in here, win convincingly all 4. The Brewers sweep the Pirates 2 in walk-off fashion. Here is Corey Hart being greeted by his happy teammates at home plate. The Brewers heading to the break on a great note. Another 1-1 victory. More coming up next on Brewers Live, presented by Lincoln Mercury. Stay with us.